G'day everyone, this is the Ride and Dirty No Excuses podcast. I'm your host, RDNX Stunts. Today, I don't know what we're going to talk about, we're just going to chat. Actually, you know what, we're going to chat about the Motorcycle Super Show that went on a couple weeks ago. My friend Pat and Liz were there doing the Harley show with the Highway Heathens, Crooked Clubhouse, Mad Hatter Industries, Wheelie Demons. Look at all the new bikes that are coming out, some products, some new schools for wheelie training that are here in Toronto and area. I believe they also have one that's coming out in Montreal as well. They're trying to franchise to be in cahoots with other schools that are teaching motorcycle training, to teach defensive and teach people how to control wheelies. Wheelie Demons is actually coming in a few weeks. We are trying to set up a time for them to show up and have a sit down, chat, see what their school's about, get their mission statement, see what they are here to teach and what their process of teaching is. So when they do come, it's going to be a great time. We're going to go live this today. We're just doing a pre-recorded. Wanted to talk about the Motorcycle Super Show and the riders at the show. Twin Stunts was there. The Wall of Death was there. We had Slenderman. Dad's Ride on One. Christian was there. Who else? We had Sick Kids Charity Ride was there with their bikes, and to the Highway Heathens. So they were at the Motorcycle Super Show again this year, which I believe their third or fourth show. I believe it's their fourth show. Highway Heathens and their third or fourth annual show now that they have done at the International Center for the Motorcycle Super Show. Was a great success. I believe they put on 9 shows by the end of the weekend. Twin Stunts as well did about 9 shows, and the Wall of Death did about 9 shows. This is Liz's third year, but this is Liz's second full Motorcycle Super Show on her Harley. Pat is on his 4th show. As you see here, I put in a little interview piece of meeting up with Pat and Liz just before their last show on the weekend. All right. Welcome to the Riding Dirty No Excuses podcast. We are here at the Motorcycle Super Show with the Highway Heathens, Patty D, and Liz. Is it Lizard?
I like Liz.
Liz?
Yeah.
Well, because I think it's Liz here, right? Or whatever online. Yeah. That's right. So we're here today. They're going to be doing a show. You're on how many shows just this weekend so far?
I think it's like the 8th or 9th.
8th or 9th show, okay. And how long you guys been doing this event?
This is their 3rd year.
Third year? 3rd year they've done this event. Started off with just you on a bike with you riding tandem, correct?
No, she was on a supermoto.
The Supermoto.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. So the Supermotos, which you had the Husqvarna?
Yeah.
Husqvarna. Okay, and then you got your Harley this year, correct? Or was it last year?
Last summer.
So last summer, 2022?
Yeah.
2022. Okay, and this is your first full season on it.
Yeah.
First full season, your first full show here.
Yeah. Last year was my first show on the Harley period.
On the Harley period, and then now this year you're with the 110 and everything, and you guys are rocking it. I can edit this, thank God I can edit this shit, right?
There you go.
We were like halfway in.
Running out of steam.
Right, running out of steam.
I don't blame you, buddy.
So, Pat, give us what bike you ride, how long you've been riding,
and what your favorite trick is.
So my bike, currently right now, this piece right here, it's a lowrider, Dyna 03. I've had it for, it's my 4th year. I've been riding it for 4 years, but I've been riding dirt bikes since I was 16 and I'm 30 now, so it gives you a rough idea. And favorite trick, probably a hand drag. That's just about like 90% of what I do.
Nice. And Liz, give us what you ride. What do you ride? How long you been riding?
I ride currently a Sportster 883 2018. Been riding. This is gonna be my 5th season coming into. Yeah. And my favorite trick is sit downs because that's basically what I'm trying to perfect right now. Hopefully get into the more advanced stuff once I perfect that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Seat time, right? Seat time. It's always about the seat time. I see you working on your crazy lays this year.
Oh, yeah.
Online, we've seen a lot of work you put in. A lot of work. A lot of fails.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of succession. Now, get some good ones.
Yeah.
Patty's always succeeding. He's just so talented, and
He doesn't drop his bike.
he I know he doesn't drop that bike because he don't want to
That's
scratch
what you
it.
guys think.
So you guys are about to start your show. We have Dad's Rad on one.
Yes, Christian.
Christian is here. We have Slenderman.
Yes,
Slenderman 557. He is also here as well. Mr. Russian, the Russian assassin. Yeah. So about 20 minutes we'll be on, and we'll get some footage of you guys working.
Cool. Yeah.
All right.
Try not to crash.
Yeah.
We try not to. We try.
they were gracious enough to let me jump in as well. Had to do a small appearance as my buddy Coach P as well. He jumped in here. So over the years, when you're riding with friends and you go and see their shows, if someone's doing a show, they always have a 110, a 50, a Grom. And when no one's riding and we're just in between shows, you always tell a friend who's like, taught you something along the way. You get them to get out there and do a little bit. So like when I've done shows, I've had guys show up, I'm like, yo man, jump on, hit the 50 for a second, throw something down, because it's great filler for ourselves, for our footage when we're making edits. It's just, and it's good times, you want to give that love to the friend and see them throw down on a bike. And it's funny because I felt really weird. I haven't ridden and thrown up wheelies in a few weeks, probably almost a month or two. And you'll see here when I throw up the shots in this here that I was way off, but we got it back. Started throwing some down. Started trying to throw some hand drags. I know they're stanky leg hand drag, but whatever. You gotta have fun with it. I know not a full hand drag as well, because if you chat with guys around the States and around the world, they always say full hand drag has to be full palm. So this season, that's my one of my tricks that I want to put back in a bag. I started them way back, just like no-handers, sit-downs, circles. So we're going to work on that and see how that'll go. Like I said, Patty Deals explained that his favorite trick is the hand drag, and he really gets them down deep. I'm waiting to see him do a helmet drag one day. It's a little hard on the concrete. When they're running, they got to throw like Coke or Dr. Pepper down. We had a couple chats. Got to chat with Christian, seen Slenderman, trying to see if we can get some lot time with these guys and get some behind the scenes with them. I'm hoping this season. Maybe we might also do some emceeing for them. Liz was asking me to get on the mic. She likes my energy, and I actually have gotten asked now three times now for 3 different sets of events that people would like me to MC. So that will be part of our adventure this year when we go out and we start hitting these lot days and events. When I'm doing the emceeing the shows, I'm going to make sure I have lots of camera and footage of what's going on and what we're doing. I'm working towards trying to get myself an Insta360 cam so I could have that like in front of me and getting my view as well as a crowd's view of me emceeing, which would be pretty good for the podcast, because it'll be really fun when I chat with somebody and I can have the camera facing us and giving us that angle, but then swing it around and see a crowd, or maybe I can jump out there in between the middle of a show and get my angles that I really love, where like my buddy Matty, he's killer, 636 stunner. We always work towards doing stoppies and I always go for the headbutt, or it like comes up and I like doing the slap his lid shut, sort of thing. It's always fun. I trust him. And so maybe we can get some cool stuff out there this year when we get an Insta360. With Pat, maybe there will be a day that we can do a full rundown of Pat and Liz's motorcycles and their mods. And maybe they can give us a lesson on wheelies through a Harley rider's eyes. I really want to get their perspective of why they went the way they went, knowing that Pat started off on dirt bikes and then went straight to a Harley and didn't do any street bike work. Maybe we can get some detailed interview with them the next time we're out at a lot with them. Maybe we'll chat with Christian a little bit. So let's talk about the motorcycle show. Years ago, I went, I'd say 10 years ago, 20 years ago, used to go to it. It was big, packed constantly. Now it's not as big, I feel. Some people would disagree with me, but I feel like it's not as big as it used to be. It is climbing again, obviously, now this year. The last couple of years through COVID and blah, 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 all that, we didn't have it. So maybe it's going to get bigger. This year, actually, they had, I think, the most events going on for shows. They had, like I said, the Highway Heathens was out there. We had Twin Stunts from the States that came up, Team Yamaha. Who else do we have there? Oh, the Wall of Death Boys. They came up and they hammered out. There's lots of charities, lots of little clubs, like riding clubs for against child abuse and the guardian angels. I can't remember all of them. I apologize. Yeah, there was a fair bit of stuff there this year. There was some good bikes. I didn't see as many custom bikes in the custom bike builds that I thought I normally seen, but it is building back up, like we said. So it'll be a great time to see in the next few years if it builds even bigger. Maybe we can eventually get competitions at these motorcycle events. I know they do multiple motorcycle shows across Canada, so I would like to see competitions in Canada myself. It's something I've always wanted. It's part of my dream to do motorcycle competitions across the world where it becomes a full sport. You know, it doesn't have to be an Olympic sport, but like a fully professional sport where like Colombian riders come up and come here. We go down to Colombia, we go to Jamaica, hit the Caribbean islands, and you know, everybody starts moving around, make it more of a professional sport, just like hockey. We're just as crazy as dirt biking. You got all those motorcycle freestyle rides. Talk about here today. Let's go. Let's talk about teams. Since I went to the Motorcycle Super Show, and it was mostly teams that were putting on shows. So we had a tandem team, Patty D and Lizard Ray from the Highway Heathens. Then you had the Twin Stunts, which is actually brothers who are twins. Yes, they fairly look alike. I would believe they would be identical twins. I think one just has short hair and one has long hair. Seemed to be a very nice gentleman. I didn't have a chance to sit down and chat with them myself, but they've worked hard and they've gotten to a great point where Yamaha sponsors them, and you know, they got some nice bikes. You know, it's probably one of my dream sponsors would be Yamaha. I'd love to have our 6s, our 7s, you know, have the MTs or the FZs. But honestly, I love my R6. The Yamaha R6 is probably the best bike for riding and stunting, for stoppies and drifting. Between like the 13 plus Kawasaki 636s and the R6s, they're like my two favorite bikes, I would say. They're the top pick, I would say, for stunt riding. If you like to slide and dance, they're a slightly lighter bike, and they just, I don't know, they feel like they flow. It's just my size. I'm only about 5'10", 5'11", so, and about 165 pounds, 170 pounds. So, you know, it's not much, right? Now, tandem teams. The Wall of Death, those guys, I think there's 2 or 3 guys that do that show as well. I believe there's 2, and they do 2 at once. I didn't get a chance to get up there because so many people were trying to get in. But I will get my chance to do it in the States. I'll see one of them at the events eventually. Maybe I'll take a cross, go to Alberta or BC, and do the motorcycle super shows out there. Maybe they'll be back for the spring one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But Level Up, the Level Up Combo Kids, is another good tandem team that rocks out as well over the years. Simone and Dre stunts. Good team. I call them a tandem team, but they ride very well separately. So Jason Poulin and Ange, they also as well, their team, they ride a lot separately. But for like the things I've seen for tandem teams of working together, the combo kids are a definite top of their game. I was just watching, maybe I'll throw the clip in here. The other day, the two of them were working on one, or it was probably a pre-recorded and then thrown up for later. And she was standing on top of the front end of the bike while he was in circles. It was pretty intense. Fun circle wheelie. See, I think it's a short that just came up on my YouTube right now. Maybe I'll throw this one up here. We'll take a sec if it comes up. It's not going to because it's going to fight me. Oh, there you go. No, that's just a regular one. He's doing is like watchtowers and stuff like that. They're really good though, these two. Let's see. Yeah. So I'll throw that up. But yeah, we have a tandem team starting here, couple here in Canada that I know of directly. Low-Key and Noonan on 2 are here around Toronto area. And then JJ and his lady, Frenchie, I believe it's Frenchie Stunts, in Montreal. So they're working away. And then I'll throw up some videos here of them as well as Pat and Liz with their, where she does her hand drag in on the back when they're doing tandems on his lowrider. It is lots of work. Tandem work is much harder. You obviously have to worry about someone else's balance, even if they are still a good rider. You're gonna have to worry about their balance and how they're balancing the bike while you're trying to balance the bike. So you got to tell them to kind of keep stiff, but not too stiff, that they're not keeping the balance. So it's good that most of these teams make, or not make, I should say, scratch that. It's great that most of these teams work together and work separately. So they both have the understanding of the bike. So when they go up, they're like, oh, I can make a small correction because I know the guy that's controlling the bike or the person that's controlling the bike is has to have that control. So if I go up and I'm kind of stiff, but I'm flexible, and he can control the bike still without me flopping around, then we're good. I see the combo kids. Something I like is that Alex, he jumps off and lets Alex, I think they're both Alex, I don't know. So he lets her jump on the bike and take the control. They've done it a couple times, and she's done circles with him where he was like the backpack. And they did really good together. I love watching them. They're always pushing themselves forward. They're working really hard. They're doing lots of shows. They got a great fan base. Everybody's always watching them. They're always working in their driveway or at a lot. They used to go out more. I think for street rides, I'm not sure if they do as many street rides as they used to. But that's it. You got to pick your way. You want to be professional, like on Team 8, 143. Johnny was talking the other day with UGK and MG Stunts, and I believe Stunt Bike Chase as well. They were talking about it. If you want to be in this game and you want to be professionally looked at and respected and be able to do shows, you can't do the streets as well and expect the same respect by people in companies that like want you to do a show. If you want to do a show, but you're going out there, you're going to do a show for kids and talk about talk about being good and obeying the law and blah blah blah, but then going hitting the streets and kicking the shit out of a cop car or someone else's car, you're not going to get looked at the same. People don't want that, you know. Yes, it's okay to go hit the streets every once in a while and stay out of other people's ways. Don't be that guy, as Stunt TV used to say. Don't be that guy. So I know up here in Canada, we don't have a massive Harley stunt scene, but it is building just like everywhere else in the world. Bike life is building, bike life is building. And so I know two guys, I think two guys, three guys, maybe four, maybe four. Let's say four in Canada that have handbrakes. I know there's a big debacle about it, but what do you think? Handbrake, no handbrake? Does not having a handbrake limit you to riding? Some people, yes. Some people have style when they ride, but eventually, yes, you run out of tricks because you can only do so much at a point. If you're running a no handbrake, you only have so many tricks before you can't do any other tricks. Like you're just sit down, staggered, hand drags, no handers, double hand drags. There's still a lot of tricks out there, and people are still evolving. Don't get me wrong, but I think having a handbrake after you've learned a bunch of tricks is a good idea to switch over. Then it gives you more. Circling a Harley, dude. Jason Poulin stunts, that guy, crazy amount. He circles and swings a Harley around, lands it on poles. I think MG was talking about doing the same thing the one day. Like, it's just, handbrake is a good idea for everybody. But also, like Diddy would say, learn foot brake first. Foot brake killers for life. If you don't learn foot brake and go through the steps that way, I think it hinders your progression in the long run. Just like the old running two fingers on one on a clutch and one on your handbrake. If you're gonna do handbrake stuff and you're gonna jump up and do seat standers or whatever, then yeah, put both. Make sure you have that finger covering the clutch. Obviously, it helps you for when you're going to go do clutch bumps, clutch bump, clutch bump, clutch bump, clutch bump. And then it also helps when you're circling. If you start to drop back and you start to lose the brake, but there's still a bit of brake, you can pull that clutch in and it'll give you that extra brake to come back. It saves you when you drop your bike. If you're holding on to your clutch, at least you can pull it in and the bike's not going to ride away. Some people lose the brake on the way down, so if you still have the clutch, at least you pull your clutch and you're not going to lose it. With Harley, yeah, I think having a handbrake's great. And it just gives your tricks a little more pizzazz. You can add more flair. Like I said, Pool and Stunts. Our boy Dana, I like busting his balls, and I do this every time. I'm like, is it Dana Mike? Are you Dana or Dinah? And he's like, shut up, you know what it is. But he's working on his handbrake work, and he will be circling in the first month of this season. I know he will, because as soon as we're out, I'm going to push him and chase him around on the Grom and tell him to circle, 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 circle. Because I want him to be one of the first guys circling full circles on the Harley here in Canada that I know of. I have to say it's over, because I don't know if anyone's done it before. I think Napster out in Quebec, I believe it is. I'll have to check, and if it is, I'll post it up. If I'm wrong, I will post up who the rider is. Right now, as we're talking, my boy Diddy Lee is out in Italy, Verona, Italy, for the Worlds with Liam Bonaio Freestyle and DeFrenchie, I believe it is. I'm going to check, and I will post them up in this. Just want to make sure so I don't get his name wrong. DeFrenchie Code. That's his name. I'll post both them up. He's also out there with Cisco, which I'm going to say I've been following Cisco for years, probably as long as I've been following Diddy. And I've always watched his work way out there. And I think there's a bunch of other guys they're riding with right now. Go on, take a look over, follow. Check what he's done, where he's been. He went out for pizza with the boys. They went out for drinks last night. All the stunt riders from around the world that were there for the competition. So big ups to them. They're Italy here. I'll show you a quick little blop, but I'll post it up here after. So there's my boys. We'll throw that up. Boom, you can see it. We'll tag it in there after. Yes. So that's all the stunt riders. We'll post the picture up. Boom. I'll throw it in and cut it in so you can see these things after. Boom. Boom. We got these so we can show you people. I think he went with Yunin Van Hoot. June. Yeah. I'll throw a picture up of this guy as well. He's out there. One of my favorite riders. He's insane. When he rides, it's like, I'll throw a little clip in this with it. It's insane. We'll chat with Diddy some more. He gave me a a call when the boys were hanging out at their flat. Said he's having a blast. Can't wait one day. Get all my shit together, and I'm flying over. I want to go hit across into Europe. I'd love to go to Ireland and Scotland, go for rips in the backcountry, and then go to like Italy and that, and go meet up with these guys from all over there. Just stop off and meet. Hit some rides with them over there because they got some sick street rides. And their events are just crazy. You know, these guys put in 150,000% when they ride. Just amazing riders. I'll put some clips up. We'll talk more into the European circuit. Watching their competitions, it makes me want to hear more and more and more. I know that there's lots of battles to fight here to get to them, but that's where we need the sponsorship, people to help put this dream into reality with us. I know Team 8 is trying to push for more community involvement and to, help make us as a community grow, where we can make it more of a professional game, where guys can do competitions across the world, and we can all, make something and do something, go to these schools and teach kids, and, try to give back, so we can, make this more of a profession. The people that don't want to be professional, that's fine. Some of us would love to do this as a career for our lives. I know a lot of guys that would love to wake up every morning, pack up their friggin' trailer or a van, and or they just sleep in their van and they just drive around to different places around North America, South America. They do shows, and you can go across the world. They do it everywhere in Europe. I know there's a lot of it in the States is happening, but more of it needs to happen. More of it. We are a professional extreme sport and we need to be recognized. So appreciate everyone. Thank you to Stunner Etiquette, Ride Rich, 22 Customs. Thank you to Savage Stunt Squad, you to Highway Heathens. Thank you to Twin Stunts for the great show. And I will catch the wall of death next time. Next time I'll be there early and jump in so I can be close and get that great footage. We have more cameras coming and more equipment, and we're just trying to set everything up so you have the best view of the Riding Dirty No Excuses. And that's all for today. Thank you for joining the Riding Dirty No Excuses podcast. I'm your host, RDNX Stunts. Always remember, 2 wheels, 1 love.